What's going on, everyone? Happy New Year. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, flu test, or test for some other virus, hopefully you have tested negative, such as me. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues and no long-term issues if it was some other virus. It is time now for the first virus update of 2025 for Wednesday, January 1st, 2025. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year. I hope it is a healthy, safe, and good year. If 2024 was not a year, I hope this is a better year for you. Alrighty, starting off today. First off, if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do daily virus updates. The virus updates have been a little different lately. Since about Saturday, I was sick with COVID, so more on that in a moment. I was sick with COVID, but what we do here is we give you updates on all those viruses that can make you sick. There's a lot of them running around right now. A lot of people are seeing posts on their timelines or different places about people being sick right now. It is a big deal, and chances are maybe you're sick or you saw something like that, and that's why you clicked on to this video when it was recommended to you, or you searched on YouTube, or whatever the case may be. Well, want to stay informed? Just subscribe down below, give this a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and I'll do my best all year round to keep you informed with what's going on with these viruses. Already, as shown in that opening segment there, yes, my COVID test today did come up negative, which is a very good thing. My first positive test was back on Saturday. Symptoms started Friday night. Honestly, something that is really bothering me is I don't know how far back. What I would like to know is, and I can't obviously find out, is when precisely I probably would have started testing positive. Was I infectious? Well, prior to that, it is very possible Friday would have been positive. Thursday, maybe even Wednesday. I honestly just do not know. But today I am negative after 4 positive tests. Just only 4. That's seems rather short to me. But again, I could have been infectious and probably would have come up positive prior to that time frame. So hey, some people 4. Some people go on multiple weeks and they are still positive. This just really shows you COVID impacts everyone differently. That CDC, 5 days and you're good to go, is a bunch of bunk. In my case, yes, I am negative now, but I mean, listen to me. My voice, you're going to say it sounds better. Someone's going to say, I'm glad you're sounding better. Yeah, I mean, my voice is still messed up. I'm still having coughing fits. You don't see the majority of the coughing fits when I do these videos. I have a button I can press. I can stop recording and have the coughing fit, clear my throat, and then resume from where I left off. I do that a lot of times, so don't always assume that, oh, this sounds great. It's because I can do that. I have the power to do that. Can also edit if I want to as well. Anywho, so for the most part, I am actually feeling better this afternoon. It's the mornings, though, that are a problem. When I wake up, I am so congested, and I will say last night is the best night's sleep I had in a while. Now, I did wake up one time. I was like, wow, it is really warm. But I would say overall, I finally fell asleep. Was it 1 or 1:30? Yeah, I just couldn't fall asleep. I was up to see, I didn't see the ball drop, but I was up at that time. And yeah, I stayed in bed, well, my bed here, until about, I want to say after 10 a.m. this morning, which is something I never do. So, yeah, I actually got my rest. So all those are saying, get my rest. I had it last night. I mean, what is that? Almost 9 hours. That's way more than normal for me. All right, moving on with today's update. Don't have a lot for you today. One of the reasons why I was stalling there. I think this is only going to be, I don't know if we'll get to 20 minutes with this. We'll see. We are going to take a look at some wastewater. Sometimes I do extend that longer than anticipated, and that extends the video, but let's just roll with this. Respiratory illnesses are increasing as children head back to school. This is up in Ottawa, Canada. Now, there's kind of discrepancy here. They use the words going back to school. It's going to be different all around the world. When I was a kid, if today was New Year's, tomorrow was back to school. So tomorrow being, I'm mixed up. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow will be Thursday, Friday. Yeah, we would have to complete the week. This year here in Philadelphia, they're off until next week. I've never seen that happen before. So it's different everywhere. And Ottawa, the holiday break, today may be it. Then tomorrow's back to school. I don't know. Comments down below if you're up there and you do know when they go back to school. But respiratory illnesses are increasing up there. And listen to this. After 2 weeks of sugar-filled madness with kids running around on the holiday high, the last thing busy parents want is to have their children off to school longer as a result of a respiratory virus. Yeah, I got newsflash for you. It's the peak of the season for respiratory viruses in the places where it's cold right now. So, this is to be expected at this time of year. They always make these articles sound like, oh, surprise, illnesses are rising. Well, yeah, they have always gone up at this time, but since 2020, there's a new one in the bunch. That's COVID, and God forbid, I hope in the next 5 years, the new one in the bunch does not become bird flu, but we'll have to see where that leads to. It says, prior to the holiday break, viruses were circulating in the classrooms, with influenza and COVID-19 levels low to moderate and steady, but rates of RSV high and rising. And let's just skip ahead for a second. We'll take a look at the viral activity levels in Canada. COVID-19 is moderate, flu A is moderate, flu B is low, and RSV continues to be high at this time. Now coming just a little bit further south, coming into the state of Ohio, and this is David Christopher. He's posting this on X, and I love when he posts this stuff. He always tells us what's going on in his hospital, in his region, in Ohio. Fantastic that he does this. I'm just so glad that he does this. And he put the latest Northeast Ohio respiratory virus statistics through December 28th. So this is the end of last year. SARS-CoV-2, influenza A, and RSV are all skyrocketing. The Midwest is getting hammered right now. And the rest of the U.S. isn't far behind. My wife and I will be taking in the new year from the comfort of his homes. Yep, we spent New Year's here. Obviously, I had to. My dad went to sleep. I don't know, was my mom up at New Year? I don't even remember. I think she might have been up at that time. Moving on now to this. France reports bird flu outbreak just weeks after declaring virus-free status. So they thought they were done with the virus, and, well, the virus says, we're not done with you. We're renewing and coming back again for another round of mess. So, yep, France is still dealing with bird flu. Spokane, Washington. It sees the first flu death. This is just a regular flu now. Flu death of the season over the week of Christmas. So, not good to hear about that. Let's do something we haven't done in several days. Let's take a look at what's going on with the air qualities in the United States as this eventually reloads. It should come up. There we go. And take a look here. We can see California does have a few areas with bad air qualities. Not as bad today as the Christmas holiday. Christmas, a lot of people had the fireplaces going. You know, it's a traditional thing where you keep the fireplaces going. You have the Christmas music, or you're opening the presents. You have people over in the house. You have guests. So that's a big deal. New Year's Day, not so much. I suspect, however, as we head towards the weekend, next weekend, well, maybe in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see some air quality issues popping up here. Why? A lot of people are going to be using fireplaces, even in the South. If you got fireplaces in the South, chances are you're going to be seeing people use them. And you're probably going, well, why? Next few weeks are going to be really cold. And you may see a few spotty ones here and there. And it's likely that could be because of a result of fireplaces running. All right, taking a look now at Philadelphia. You notice we're not doing that blip for the climate channel. giving that channel a little rest for a while. I probably am going to do something there later this week or the weekend just to get a video out there. I'm probably going to go back to maybe just once or twice a week there for now, because, we're at the peak of virus season. This channel is where I need to be right now, and then eventually when virus season goes down or the news slows down again, we'll do that reverse once again, where we go back to daily there, and then maybe a few days off here. I don't know. Something down the line. We'll see. I mean, that is one of my passions, weather. It is a hobby of mine, so who knows. All right, New Year's Eve in Philadelphia featured 823 EMS calls, and I can tell you this much right now. New Year's Day, or at least at the moment, last I checked, is not a whole lot busy here in southeast Pennsylvania. That's a good thing. That, my friends, is normal, though. The day after New Year's, tomorrow, and the next day will be likely very busy. Historically, they are. And then the Monday after New Year's will also be very busy as well. Just as we saw, the Monday after Christmas was an extremely busy day for EMS calls. See, in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls. One of them, Abington Township. I know precisely where that is. I drive past there all the time for work. Cardiac arrest call, and also it's just not that far away. So that's not good to see. Taking a look at Chester County. Chester County was actually busier earlier. And you know what? I can't say they're slow there. Montgomery County, as you just saw, that's very slow for them. They're almost always double-digit calls during daytime hours. Chester County, 1, 2, 3 respiratory calls. And there is a sick person call, diabetic emergency, unresponsive person, and then falls shows up a few times. Some calls to be had in Chester County. Not as busy as yesterday, though, which was a busy day. And also not as busy today. Check this out. The hospital diversion map. Yeah, there's still some diverts going on, but not as many as there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. You know what? I'll correct myself. Earlier today, this map actually looked a little bit better than this. And I'm also seeing a few new hospitals. Yeah, it looks like this one might have just popped up. No, something here just popped up. There's a few here that were not there, say, just a half hour ago. So I'll have to do some investigating on that later on. New Jersey. This, I know I'll get right, is not as busy today. Take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 hospitals with problem. The Valley Hospital. Then we come up here to Hamilton, New Jersey. Then we come up to Mullica Hill. And we got Capital Regional Medical Center. And that's it. I wanted to show you Maryland today. But for some reason, on this particular browser, Maryland just freezes up. It only stays in one region. I can't go to the big region that shows Baltimore, Washington metro area. I don't know why that is. Maybe we'll try it on another browser tomorrow. It works on the other browser, but maybe we'll try and get it up there on the other browser tomorrow. Pennsylvania, it's increasing for COVID in Allegheny County, Franklin County. It's also increasing down here in York County, a large increase in Chester County, and also an increase in Lehigh County in the Allentown area at this time. Walgreens, the positivity rate nationally is 16.6%. And let's just do a few states. Utah at this time is 24.3%. That's actually up by 9.5%. Nevada is 9.1%. Let's go to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is 24.4%. Minnesota is 22%. Washington is 9.7%. Oregon is 5.9%. California COVID positivity rate is 10.8%. Arizona is 16.5%. New Mexico is 24.6%. Arkansas is 32.3%. That's actually up by 15.3%. You notice here we're going through these faster. I think for now on that's how we're going to do these. And when we come to a state that's a significant change, well then we'll take note of that. Maryland, for example, this should be a significant change. It is. Maryland, 24.6%. That is up by 9%. So that is a big increase. And let's do one more state. We want to end on a positive note. And Tennessee, we can do that. Tennessee, 12.2%. That is down by 2.5%. And your testing actually did go up. 392 versus 360. Alrighty, moving on here. Let's take a look at a little bit of wastewater, shall we? And this is for COVID, and we do want to see individual regions, which we will in just a moment. Well, here's the regions here. First off, all regions of the United States are rising for COVID at this time. And now we want to take a look at state trends, which we can do. And automatically, it takes you to Alabama. So Alabama is moderate, but let's go back for a second. I did forget to do something. Forgot to do this yesterday, too. Nationally, the wastewater viral activity level in the United States is currently running high. Now, if you notice here, we're only talking about the United States with the majority of things today. Hopefully, we will get an update out of the UK tomorrow for the various different viruses. We're supposed to. Will it happen? I honestly don't know. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. Moderate is the level right now in Alabama, and we can see here the majority of these wastewater sites at this time, they are coming up at the high level. There are some of them coming in low, and some of them are coming in moderate. So I shouldn't say the majority of them are high. It's pretty much a mixture, and then there's some here that are just having no data at this time. Now we can click on other states as well. Let's go out to California, shall we? And California at this time is still listed at low, but those low levels are at the big wastewater sites. You notice here there's some other ones that are not necessarily big wastewater sites, although this one is 230,000 population. It's coming in very high, but you come down to LA, and let's see, LA. Well, anywho, you get down close to LA, and there we go. Los Angeles is now listed at moderate, but 4 million population. If that was listed at high, and all the LA sites were listed at high, chances are, because of the population level, we wouldn't see this listed at low. But you also see a number of sites up here, further to the north, that are coming at low or insufficient data. And let's go down here to Ventura, and that's coming in very high, so you know what? There is quite a bit of a high. Riverside's coming in high. You know what? That low. Should this continue, that may change to moderate pretty soon, or at least I think it would. And take a look at this. We can actually come down here to the chart. We can actually see here that overall the level is rising, and we can take a look here. See, California is still in the low category. They're not terribly far away from moderate when it comes to COVID. Let's go to Illinois, shall we? I did see someone say Illinois. Someone left a comment on a post somewhere. Illinois is higher than last year. Actually, I got to be honest with you. Let's just go right down to the chart first. Here's where they were at this time last year. Here's where they are now. No, Illinois is not higher than last year for COVID at this time. I know, guys, this is some good news. But when you look at the other viruses, you put all the viruses and stir them in a pot, put them together. Yes, it is pretty bad out there right now. I'm not going to say worse than last year, but it is pretty bad out there. And that's what's been causing the strain on these hospitals. We've been starting to see these posts, and I'm going to add that to my searches for the next week or two. When I look for news stories for my updates, I'm going to be including those stories that say such and such hospital is currently dealing with a strain at this time. Moderate is the level for Illinois at this time. Let's continue to the east. Let's go. How about Ohio? Yes, Ohio is an important one to do because we've been watching Ohio's cases trend bad. And, well, you can see here the overall trend is high. And, yeah, Ohio, here's the state trajectory. They've had one of the fastest rises, I would say, that we have seen. And they're one of the big reasons why the Midwest is rising so fast. And surrounding areas are rising as well. So Ohio is, wow, almost borderline getting back up to very high once again. But even in the state of Ohio, they are not as bad as last year at this time. Now let's go to somewhere where this may actually end up different. We'll see. Let's see. New Mexico. Now, I got to give you a full disclaimer here. You're only seeing, I think, 2 wastewater sites updating out of, how many? Yeah, 2 out of sites reporting the last 30 days, 8. So, yeah, that's not a lot. But their wastewater level is very high. And take a look at their state trajectory. In this case, You can't say, oh, no big deal for COVID. Wrong. It's a huge deal right now in New Mexico. But again, full disclaimer, there's a lot of wastewater sites not reporting. I don't know what this would look like if they all reported. I really don't. And let's go back to all results. You can see here. You have to go all the way back into 2023 where, let's see, around or before Thanksgiving in 2023, they had a brief spike that went way up and then back down. That was worse than this. And this did peak, it looks like, after Thanksgiving, then dropped. And now they're going back up again. And hopefully in the coming weeks, they will peak. And some people are probably wondering right now, when are these viruses going to peak in the United States? They could be peaking right now as we speak. Historically, sometimes they do. Or within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Now, not everything's going to be uniform. We're not going to see the entire United States just stops rising and drops all at once. No. Each state's going to be different. Each region's going to be different. Some places that have just now started rising, yeah, your peak may be a little delayed. Some places that started rising early, such as New Mexico, yes, your peak may be coming once again very soon. Let's just do one more state, shall we? And let's do a big state. How about we go up to... Actually, let's do 2 more. Because we got to do the Northeast and the South. I like to be fair. There it is. I'm looking for New York State. And here we go. New York State. And we can see here, minimal. When have I ever been able to say COVID-19 is minimal during the holidays? That is just, look at this. You can see it's not even rising. And New York State, we can actually go to the variance here. And let's go to the old variant proportion chart from the CDC. And I got to show you something here. And when we take a look at this, here's the latest variance. XEC starts the new year at the top at 45%. And I believe it was LB.1, which is showing up 0% here. New York State got hit really hard. Or New York City got hit really hard with LB.1 last summer. Let's go back to New York State on that map for a second. And you can see in the summertime, they got hit really hard. They weren't as high as the national level, but they did get hit hard. Maybe that did something, because we're just not seeing COVID rise at the moment, at least not on this chart, which is rather interesting, because when we go to take a look at New York State data, we can see here, well, heck, there clearly is a rise, so something's going on there that's causing wastewater to be low. Maybe there's not a lot of wastewater facilities reporting, but when we take a look at this, 54 have been reporting out of 147, so I'm questionable that it's actually minimal there, but it is what it is. Be very interesting to see what happened if all the wastewater sites reported, and you can see there's several from New York City that did not report. All right, let's go to one more state. This time we're going to go down to the south, and let's see what's going on in Florida. This is going to be our last state for today. Florida, low levels at this time, though within there are some very high wastewater sites, and Florida was rising, but on the most recent update as of the 21st, dropping a little bit. We may see it go up a little bit more because Christmas is not factored in, and New Year's is not factored in, so we'll have to see what happens. And going to Disney World the week of Christmas is a big deal, and also, I've noted this on traffic maps over the years, those winter birds who migrate south, a lot of them do so during the Christmas week, and we know COVID levels have been higher in the north. So some of that spread from the north could have made its way down to the south. Maybe some of those other states as well. The rest areas, the hotels. Because, for example, if you're going from New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania to Florida, chances are you might be staying overnight somewhere along the way. Hey, if you're infected, you're infecting the workers there. You have to eat at a restaurant, got to stop and get food. You know, it spreads around. Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's virus update. We could sit here and look at other viruses and go through this data for hours and hours. Not going to do that. Hope you enjoyed this update today. We'll have another update tomorrow. I'm sure there will be more news, so look for that. I will see you again tomorrow. But first off, if you enjoyed this update, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. I will see you again next time. Until I see you again next time, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic new year. Thanks for watching.